So, Boku no Hero Academia is reaching a huge arc within the manga. Don't worry. I won't be spoiling or anything like that. But what I will be discussing has already happened in the anime and in the manga. It's practically season 3 thing, so if you haven't watched that, then oof. You might want to click out of this video, but with that said, let's get into it. So firstly, hey everyone, it's Biscord. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Hit the subscribe button to join the family, and those who are frequent watchers, I'm happy to have you back here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, enough with the formalities. Let's talk about Tomura Shigaraki. This guy has been built up to be the main villain of Boku no Hero Academia since his debut, and that obviously means, just like Izuku, this guy has to grow and he has to develop so that he can become the main villain worth remembering. Firstly, let me point out how much I love that so much work is being put into a villain. You don't find that these days, like it's very rare. Most villains are just seasonal arc villains, but Tomura is a whole different villain. He's a whole different story who the fandom can grow, like they can grow with this character, they can grow attached to this character, and he just doesn't come out of, okay, granted he did actually just come out of nowhere. He literally came out of nowhere, but he's not like one of those villains that just come every season, be like, oh ho ho ho, I'm the main villain, I'm here to do whatever I want to take over the world, I want to do this, I want to do that nonsense. You know, it's like, no, Tomura is not one of those characters who will just come, do his thing, get beaten, and then just get forgotten. No, Tomura is that type of character who will come, build up, and like, he'll come like a storm. And then you'll get attached to this character so that once the final battle happens, you will actually get excited and be like, oh shit, I wonder who's gonna win. I mean, like, granted, this is Izuku's story about how he became the greatest hero, but his life didn't end there, so we're still yet to see more. So, I just gotta say, I really love Tomura's character. I really love how he's just being built up to be this big boss in like a video game, as how he always describes it. And big thumbs up to the creator for that. I really appreciate it. I'm pretty sure the fandom also appreciates it as well. Now, as you can tell by the name and the thumbnail of this video, I'll be discussing a possible theory involving Tomura Shigaraki and how he has a second quirk which he uses in the series but never physically shows it due to how subtle it is. In the climax of the All for One arc and the events leading to it, you know, the whole Bakugo kidnapping and the whole 1,000,000% Detroit Smash thing, yeah, that. We got introduced to the Wild Pussycats. That name, interesting. Remember that crime fighting group that consisted of 4 members and then one of them got kidnapped along with Bakugo? Yeah, from that alone you can probably see where I'm going with this, but I'll explain anyways. So, the kidnapped member of the Wild Pussycats, aka Ragdoll, had her quirk stolen by All for One, but we know All for One didn't keep this quirk to himself because he would have used it on himself against All Might. Now, what was the stolen ability? If you forgot, this ability was to find the weakness of 10 or 100 people at a time. I kind of forgot if it was like 10 or 100, but I know like 1 was somewhere in there. Now, anyways, this quirk is useful in combat if you have the strength to back it up. Now, of course, this quirk wouldn't show openly as dramatically as other quirks shown in the series because it surrounds the user's eyes and it won't make a glowing or a shining or a like loud sound effect noise like the Sharingan from the Naruto universe. So it would be a very low-key ability, an ability so subtle that the viewer wouldn't even be able to tell that it's being used. I honestly believe that All for One gave Tomura this quirk in hopes for Tomura's major development. Otherwise, they just wouldn't have stolen this hero's quirk for nothing, especially with how powerful it is. Obviously, such a detail has to resurface later on in the series, and what better way than to have it in the hands of the main villain. this would make the main villain not only more powerful but actually a good villain. No good villain in any anime or any series has just one trick to use. All good villains have one good trick up their sleeve. For example, Madara Uchiha was thought to be a skilled ninja, able to fight an entire army hand one-on-one. Sorry, my English. He was able to fight an entire army one-on-one, and they thought that was all he could do. But surprise, surprise, he had one more trick up his sleeve in the form of the Rinnegan. So, this far in the video, somebody will ask, where's my proof for this, since every theory needs to have proof to back it up. Okay, let's not call it proof, rather than call it evidence or reference. Now, my reference has already been mentioned to some extent. For me to continue onwards would be me bringing up some part of the manga that hasn't been adapted into the anime yet. So, if you're trying to avoid this, and if you're trying to avoid spoilers, just skip to the timestamp that I will be showing on screen right now, and I will give you 3 seconds to skip to said timestamp. After that, I am not to blame for what is said. So, 1秒経過、2秒経過、3秒経過、時は動き始めた。Alright, so yeah, that's just basically my JoJo reference countdown to whatever I'm going to be talking about now. Anyways, alright, so my reference is in Tomura's training montage that occurred during the manga when he was sparring with that beast that's one of All For One's followers, you know. I'm probably gonna show it on screen, and if I don't, sorry, I forgot to screenshot the manga panel. But anyways, it's been explained before that a quirk is like a muscle. Constant exercise helps it grow, and it helps you get used to this quirk. Now, that training or sparring montage could have been Tomura's way of getting used to this new quirk. Let's quickly give this quirk a name, and let's just call it the Byakugan, just because it's a visual quirk that can spot weak points. I know, right? Creativity 100. But anyways, that training montage could have been what Tomura used to learn how to use his quirk efficiently, and this probably could have been the way Tomura practiced using 2 quirks at the same time, or just being able to use this quirk, this Byakugan, for a long period of time, because I'm assuming Tomura, if he was able to use this quirk, he wasn't going to be able to use it for example, an entire hour at a time. No, he had to train on how to prolong this ability's use, right? So remember, this quirk originally belonged to Ragdoll, and Ragdoll had 31 years to learn how to use her own quirk efficiently. Tomura doesn't have that time, he just got this quirk, so of course he has to train it through this entire montage, and he needs to learn how to use his decay quirk and this Byakugan, quote-unquote Byakugan quirk, at the same time. Or he needs to learn how to use this quirk while moving around, because again, it has to do with his eyesight. So to those who just skipped to this timestamp, don't fret, I didn't mention much. Doesn't mean I'm saying you must go and check it out, I'm just saying, don't go back. We just didn't mention that much. Now let's move on. So, do I think Tomura has a second quirk? 100% yes, mainly because you have to believe your own theory to sell it. But anyways, there is just no ways you could feed us such information of such a valuable quirk being stolen for absolutely no reason at all. There is absolutely no ways they did that, and if they did, that's just poor writing. Now somebody's probably thinking, Biscord, wait a second, you can't just call it poor writing just because it doesn't suit your expectations. And indeed you are right, but when they do it like that, in that manner, yes, technically it is poor writing. If they had written it off that her quirk got stolen in a better way, then it would have been better. Like, for instance, what they showed us was Ragdoll crying with the members of the Wild Wild Pussycat Dolls after her quirk got stolen. Then later on they showed us the same exact group, now with Ragdoll retired. That's basically you telling us, or you reminding us, that yes, her quirk got stolen, and yes, it was a valuable quirk, which you're never gonna see again. Or probably, maybe you will. Yeah, maybe you will see it again later on in the future. I don't know, to reintroduce the Wild Wild Pussycats is basically foreshadowing. It's subtle foreshadowing. It's either that or I'm just looking too deeply into it. Probably both. I really think it's both. But anyways, how would a good way to write off this situation be? Now, that's actually a very tough one. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have had her quirk stolen, because if I did include that it was taken, I would be required as a mangaka to make this ability resurface, or make this resurface to make it quote unquote good writing. So yeah, if I wanted to write it off, I wouldn't be able to, and if I did write it off and never brought it back, I myself would consider it poor writing. So I'd actually forcefully, like, I'd make myself make this quirk resurface. Now, I know I constructed this theory very weirdly. My points are all over the place, I know. I feel like that one meme where there's that madman trying to explain something with all the pins everywhere on the board, trying to break it down as if it were rocket science. But anyways, that's enough for this video. Remember, it's just a theory. A film theory. And cut! No, I'm just kidding. But it is just a theory, so it could be wrong, it could be right, who knows besides the creator. So don't take this theory too personally and randomly dislike this video just because it was considered as a spoiler, or just because it provided quote unquote false information. I'm just discussing what I thought could be a possible theory, hence why I even put it in brackets on the thumbnail and on the video title. So again, once again, we are at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Detroit, smash the like button. Yes, I know that was cringe. And subscribe, sub to the subscribe button. If you were bored and I cured it, smash the like button and subscribe. Comment on what you thought of this theory. Do you have one of your own? And if so, comment and we can discuss it in a sort of forum in the comment section. Remember, sub to the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as I release a video every Saturday at 2:30 p.m. GMT. I'm not gonna say like what GMT means. Oh, you probably know what GMT means. Now share this link and support the channel, and this has been Biscord signing out. Thank you all for watching. Bye.
Yeah.